Check this out. Hey, sir, excuse me. I see that you're selling your house.
Yeah.
If I could help you sell it for $50,000 more, would that interest you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If you know what you're doing as a realtor, you can make some freaking kick butt money. My buddy last month literally cleared $250,000. If you want to learn how to be a crazy successful realtor, come with me.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
How to become a successful real estate agent. I've never been one. I don't have my license. When it was my chance to choose, guess what I did? I got my lending license. And it's because I didn't trust the banks. I didn't trust lenders. This was back early days, Kris Krohn. And the reality is I learned in hindsight that realtors make a whole lot more money than loan officers. Loan officers' jobs, theirs kind of sucks. Collecting a lot of paperwork and documentation and being the liaison, talking to banks. Meanwhile, realtors, if they can connect someone who wants a property with a deal, they can make some awesome money. And even though I'm not a realtor, I'm going to be talking about how to become a successful realtor, because here's what I've learned over the years. I've made realtors millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I've been happy to because of the service that they've provided for me. Today, I'm going to share with you the path to becoming the most successful realtor based on my buddies who make stupid, insane amounts of money. We got to start with this though. What is a real estate agent? Well, a licensed professional who arranges real estate transactions, putting buyers and sellers together and acting as their representative in negotiations. That's basically what a realtor is. It goes on to say that agents are usually compensated completely by commission. In other words, they're not earning a salary. They basically get to eat what they kill. A percentage of the property's purchase price is basically what will determine their commission. And usually the person paying out the commissions is the person selling the property. They're going to pay generally a 3% commission to the buying agent and the selling agent. Check it out. Here's a beautiful house, and here's the person who owns it. And they say, you know what? I'd like to sell this house. And I know that the best and easiest way to sell a house is to hire a realtor. Because a realtor can get my house on the MLS, multiple listing service, where everyone, all agents can see these homes. These days, anyone can really hop on the MLS in their area and see all the houses that are available. And frankly, if this owner is serious about selling this house at a really good price, he's going to want a realtor. So guess what he needs? He needs a representative to represent him. And this is the agent who's really happy. Now, this agent says, hey, owner, thank you for hiring me to sell your house. When I help you sell the house by getting it listed, meaning this is the listing agent, I would like for you to pay me 3% of whatever we sell it for. And the owner says, fine, because if I sell this house for $400,000, let me ask you, what is 3% of $400,000? Happens to be $12,000. So by the way, if this agent can help sell this house, they stand to make a fair bit of change. On the other hand, there's another party involved. This is the buyer. This person says, wow, I was on the MLS and I saw your house for sale, and then I went and did an open house and toured it, and guess what? This is the house that we want. But you see, the buyer's not going to ever interact with the owner, and the buyer here also doesn't want to interact with the agent. You see what they need? They're going to get their own representation, and that's going to be a different agent. This is called the buyer's agent. And the buyer's agent says, I was happy to show you this house because I know that the owner has a contract with this agent, and I'm going to get 3% if I can help you buy this house. What's 3% more of $400,000? It's $12,000. So understand that when the owner of this house wants to sell this, they're going to be paying $12,000 to this agent for helping him list it to get it sold, do open houses, and help get people that want to buy it. On the other hand, this buyer is happy because he doesn't have to pay his agent squat. This is why I love realtors, because they help me find really good deals. I don't pay them anything. The money that this person is going to get paid also comes from the proceeds from the owner selling this house.
So why does the owner have to pay for the buyer's agent?
Dude, you know what? This is just the way that it is. It's been this way for such a long time that whoever's selling the house has to actually pay for both of these. And that's what creates the economy that makes it go. Kris, how much money can I really make as a realtor? Check it out. This comes from RealtorExpress.com and basically did a study of how many hours agents work compared to how much pay they got. And you can see that if they're putting in between 20 and 39 hours, they're making an average of $46,000 a year. This is kind of interesting because the average American makes just under $50,000 a year, but this person is working less than 40 hours. Kind of interesting. If you're willing to put in 40 to 50 hours, these people almost double their money. They can make 81,000. If they're putting in between 50 and 60 hours, they can clear almost 100 grand. And if they're working more than 60 hours, these are some of your top producers making $145,000. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, Kris, I don't want to work 60 hours. But guess what? The life of a realtor can be, let's meet in the evening to sign that contract, or the open house is tonight, or it's on the weekend. And all of a sudden, you can get roped into funky hours. On the other hand, it is you, your life, and your business, so you can wind up with a lot of flexibility. Yeah, but Kris, how much money would I make like on a deal, for example? Check this one out. This comes from United States Census Bureau. It says an estimated 811,000 new homes were sold in 2020. This is 18% above 2019. So literally there was growth and more homes being sold, which meant realtors cashed in on a lot more money. On top of that, the median sales price of new houses has increased. In December 2020, it was $355,000. So whether you were specializing in like these amazing multi-million dollar houses where your commissions could become astronomically big, or if you're just selling average houses, like 3% on this, it's like $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. All right, so at this point you might be asking yourself, Kris, how did your buddy make $250,000 in a single month? The reality is he makes that kind of money just about every single month. And I had to ask him myself, and you know what he did? He revealed 6 steps that took him from being a newbie to rookie of the year and started making this crazy money. And right now, I'm gonna show you all 6 of those steps. Caution, before I share these 6 with you, I want you to understand that there's a world of a difference between being a real estate agent and an investor. Both play in the game of real estate, both can be lucrative, but one of them is way more lucrative than the other. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna reveal which. Step numero uno, you have to get your real estate license. Actually, this is a license thing. You gotta go back to school, you can probably do it online, but you gotta basically Google somewhere and say, hey, I've gotta spend my 100 hours or whatever it is somewhere, I gotta write a check, and then hopefully within like a month or 2, you can be a realtor. By the way, there's no prestige in the game of where did you get your license. So I would ask yourself, what's the easiest, what's the fastest, and what's the cheapest, and get that license. Once you got your license, we move on to step number 2, which is you gotta begin networking. As in, you're not looking to represent clients and move houses to start making money. My buddy who's killing it recommends a very different course of action. He says that you're gonna go to open houses to find successful realtors. What you're actually looking for is not a deal, not a client. You're looking for the most successful realtor that you can study under. Number 3, you wanna introduce yourself to that agent. You wanna let them know that you're looking to study under someone, and you wanna make yourself available to not just learn and take, but to give by creating value for them. So you wanna introduce yourself honestly, confidently, because you're networking for the person that you're gonna mentor with. You should be finding the most successful realtor out there. Number 4 might chafe your hide a little bit.
Bless your beautiful hide.
I couldn't believe when my buddy said this. He said, Kris, you should actually offer to become an assistant and learn for free, or who knows, maybe you might get a little piece of the action. You could get paid almost like an internship. You're basically looking for someone that wants an assistant to make their life easy. What you're really looking for at this point in the game, it's not money. It's not getting a piece of the action. You want to learn from the most successful person because that'll always be the shortcut to the top. Now pause for a moment and allow Uncle Kris to drop $1 million nugget, bloop, right on you, which my first mentor taught me. He said, Kris, literally one super successful relationship that you do business with could make you more money than lifetimes of working. Understand that statistically as a brand new realtor, you're probably not gonna collect your first commission like for 6 months. So you might as well take that time to hang out with the most successful people in the game, watching, observing, and learning and implementing everything you can based on what you're learning. Number 5, your success internship is now underway. Here's what you should do next. You should join the NAR. It stands for National Association of Realtors. This is basically where realtors hang out. They get proprietary access to reports and information that ultimately will help them become more successful realtors. This just goes back to the fact that anyone that becomes truly great at anything is always in the game of learning, and they always want to be improving. I always thought that NAR was like a hair removal product. Turns out it's actually the National Association of Realtors. And check all the bennies out. A member of the NAR, has access to certain benefits, business tools, real estate market data, educational opportunities, and discount programs. And number 6, the final step that my buddy taught me, he says after that internship is over, 12 months later, it's time for you to go on your own. As in, it's time to say, goodbye, daddy, take off those training wheels, and you're ready to fly. Get out of the nest, go be your own realtor, and follow everything you learned and go kill it. Why am I making today's video when I'm not even a realtor in the first place? Well, aside from having buddies that make great money being in that game, here's what I do want you to understand. In real estate, you're allowed to be an investor that owns the deal, that is doing the deal, and you're allowed per transaction to leverage up to 1 license. And so you could be the title officer, you could be the loan officer, or you could be the realtor. But out of all of those, do you know which one is the most profitable? By far, it's being a realtor. So I'm not necessarily saying that you should go and get your realtor's license. There's a reason why I never did. And that's because at the end of the day, I'm going to answer this question for you. I'm going to do it right now, which is there's a difference between being a realtor who has a job performing tasks in real estate and getting paid as a job, even if it feels a lot like owning your own business, because really it is, to being the investor that says, actually, I'm the one that is buying the asset. I own the asset. I rent out the asset. I get cash flow on the asset. I get tax benefits on that asset. It went up in value. I made $1 million, right? Being an investor will always be more lucrative. I would say never allow being a realtor or a loan officer or anything else to be a distraction to the real game. Because if you're a realtor and you do that long enough, make no mistake, that does not make you an investor. Investors make over time the big bucks. It's passive and there's a lot more money. Now, you might be wondering an answer to this question, which is, okay then, Kris, what would then be the best use of my time? If you're committed to being in the game of real estate, go ahead and get a license. But you should also spend some of your time procuring your next deals. No, that doesn't mean become a realtor and learn how to make tons of money and then funnel it into real estate. That's what everyone's usually thinking. What you're really saying is, years from now, I'll become an investor. That, my friend, would be a mistake. If you're gonna do anything, do both, or just be an investor. But don't just be a realtor that says someday, because you know what? You wake up decades later and then someday never really turned into what you originally hoped or planned it would. You want to know what really manifests your financial destiny. If you are getting into this or you're watching this video because you want, beyond just making good money, want to build real wealth, then you have to find a way to spend a little time every day already pursuing the thing that you want. So if this is a path, a means to not just making money or being close to real estate, but being a successful investor, then you should start right now with a game plan that allows you to buy real estate as an investor this year.
Do it right now, do it right now, do it right now, do it right now.
Now you might be thinking, but Kris, I don't got the money for that, or real estate takes a lot of money, or I have to leverage my credit. It'll just be easier to get in the game by being a realtor. Well, let me enhance and elevate your thinking on that. There's a link below, and I will show you how to spend 20 minutes of your time every single day acquiring real estate without money and without credit. That way you can be a realtor, you can get your active money coming in, maybe you balance that between having a job, making that transition, but I'll show you how to become an investor, and I do it as in a way that I call it being a zero cash partner, which means I'll show you how to do deals that literally require zero cash. So now you can be the realtor, produce your active income, but you can still become an investor when? Right now. Click the link below. I'll show you how I do it. It's probably the most creative thing I've ever released in the game, and it will serve you. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it created some value for you, dropped a couple of nuggets of wisdom on you. Boop, there's your crown. Listen, if you want to learn more about how you can become a successful investor without waiting to stockpile cash, I made a video right over here that I think you're really going to enjoy. It's going to really show you how I basically make millions of dollars without any money or credit, and you can do the exact same thing. And number 6, guess what? If you've been doing those first 5 steps, blah, blah.